Good morning, children. This is Aniruddha, Mount Literacy School, Jhansi. In the previous session, we have discussed about the molecular basis of inheritance, and the next chapter was evolution, which has already been deleted by CBSE board. So now the next chapter is chapter 8, which is health and diseases. And today we are going to start health and diseases chapter. In this chapter, we will be discussing about health and the diseases and the prevention methods and adolescence also. What is health? How it is affected by different factors that are written in front of you on your screen. Nutrition, lifestyle, environment, genetics, and medical care. Common infectious diseases in man, which we have to read in this chapter, they are bacteria, virus, protozoans, helminths, and fungal diseases. We will be talking about in this chapter about immunity and immune system. We'll talk about in this session about AIDS, cancer, and drugs. And at the end of the chapter, we will be completing smoking, alcohol abuse, anabolic steroid abuse, and adolescence and drugs. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It is the definition for now, and this definition has been defined by the science now, but previously it was known. The health in the previous terms was just associated with the physical well-being. A person who is disease-free was known as healthy person. The ancient philosophers, they had an idea that a person who has sense of humor or the person who is with humor and the hot body is known as a healthy person. And the moment he loses his humor, he is diseased. But now that term has completely been changed because we know now that the mental and social well-being is also very important to be healthy. The health now in today's term is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Health can be affected by genetic disorders, infections, change in lifestyle or the lifestyle of a person, how he lives the life, his food, water, rest, exercise, habits, yoga, meditation, they all affect somewhere the health. So the first thing that we are going to read in this chapter is a common infectious diseases. If the word infectious comes, that means there must be a vector who causes the disease, and that vector is known as a pathogen who causes the disease. On the basis of pathogen, we will be discussing about different types of diseases. So the first pathogen is bacteria. So we will be talking about the bacterial diseases first. Bacteria causes number one first disease, typhoid. Typhoid is caused by a vector, a bacteria known as Salmonella typhi. The mode of transmission is contaminated food, water, or blood. Symptoms are sustained fever all the time, 39 to 40 degrees centigrade, the weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, loss of appetite, intestinal perforation, and death in the severe cases. The Vidal test is the test to confirm the disease. This is all about the typhoid. The second bacterial disease is pneumonia, caused by two bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. The mode of transmission of this disease is air. The droplets are the aerosols which are released by an infected person at the time of sneezing or coughing. Or maybe it may be caused just by the sharing the glasses and utensils with infected person also. So the symptoms are, this is a lung disease. The alveoli, the last part of lung, which is balloon shaped, becomes a swell up and it has certain fluid which is filled. The person has respiratory problems, fevers, chills, cough, and headache, and in severe cases, lips and fingernails can become gray and bluish in color just because of deficiency of oxygen. This was all about all the bacterial diseases discussed in this chapter. The next is viral disease. Viral disease, common cold. Common cold is caused by rhinovirus. The mode of transmission is inhaling the droplets from the cough or the sneezes from the infected person. It may be through the contaminated objects. It does not infect the lungs or does not damage the alveoli or the lungs, but it infects the nose and the respiratory tract. Symptoms are nasal congestion, discharge, cough, sore throat, hoarseness, fever, headache, tiredness, etc. So these are the problems with the person who suffers from common cold. And this common cold lasts mostly for 3 to 7 days. The next disease that we are going to read is protozoan disease. Number 1 is malaria. Malaria is caused by a pathogen known as Plasmodium. Plasmodium has 3 species discussed here in this chapter. Number 1, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria. They both cause simple kind of benign type of malaria. But the Plasmodium falciparum, the third one, causes the malignant type of malaria, which can be fatal, which can be dangerous for the person. Mode of transmission is a mechanical vector, that is female Anopheles mosquito. It bites the person and the Plasmodium is transferred inside the person. Symptoms are fever with chills, reoccurring fever every 3 to 4 days. And at the time of fever, the chills are there. This is the main symptom of this disease. Those chills come from hemozoin substance which is released by Plasmodium when it bursts the blood cells of human body. The life cycle of Plasmodium is very important to be studied. And Plasmodium completes its life cycle in 2 hosts. Number 1 is a human host and number 2 is mosquito host. The mosquito, when bites a person, the Plasmodium parasites in the form of sporozoites enter inside the human and they directly reach to the liver through blood. Then in blood they do the sexual reproduction and they burst out the cells and come into the blood again and they affect the RBCs. In RBCs again they do the reproduction and they burst the RBC. At the time of bursting of RBC, a substance, a hemozoin, is released. As I earlier told you, hemozoin causes cyclic fever and chills at the time of fever. At this particular time, 2 gametes of Plasmodium are formed, male and female gamete, and if from such person a mosquito sucks the blood again, then both the gametes, male and female, go inside the stomach of female Anopheles. Now inside the female Anopheles mosquito, both the gametes combine or fuse together to form a zygote, and that zygote develops again into sporozoites. Sporozoites become high in number inside the stomach of female Anopheles, and they come to and they migrate to the salivary glands of mosquito. When such mosquito bites again another person, then in the form of sporozoites again Plasmodium enters inside the next person. This is the life cycle of Plasmodium. The next disease is the disease caused by protozoans. Number 1, amoebiasis. Protozoan disease number 1 is amoebiasis. Amoebiasis is caused by Entamoeba histolytica, and